Supper and succotash. That's what we're making. Succotash for supper, and you're gonna love it. It is delicious. So let's make it. So I'm gonna use my electric skillet today. I have some vegetable oil down in the bottom of this pan. Just kind of covered the pan just a little bit. You don't want a lot of oil. And then I'm gonna get it nice and hot. I have it turned on really low while I'm cutting up all of my vegetables. So what I'm gonna cut up today is, this is for our succotash. We're gonna do some golden yellow potatoes. I've washed everything off. I'm gonna do about 4 or 5 of those because they're kind of small. I'm gonna do a couple of zucchinis, some yellow squash. I'm gonna do a green tomato. Doesn't that look beautiful? I'm gonna do one of those. I'm also gonna add to that a Vidalia onion, and I have to cheat today because the grocery store did not have any fresh okra, and I missed the boat on the farmer's market yesterday. It was yesterday and I missed it, so I'm gonna cheat and I'm gonna use some of this frozen cut okra. I know, I'm sorry, but that's what we're gonna use. So I'm just gonna add that to it later. All right, so I'm gonna get all these vegetables cut up. I like to just do the same thing that I usually do with my cucumbers. I just kind of quarter these zucchinis. I like the little small ones too, not the great big ones. I think the small ones are more flavorful. So I'm just gonna do it just like that. I'm gonna do both my squash and my zucchini just like this, okay? Pretty much dice everything up like that. The potatoes, everything, all right? So I'll get all of that cut up and put into this bowl. I love green tomatoes. If you like fried green tomatoes, then you want to throw a little green tomato in there. It just gives it a little extra tartness, and it is just so good. This is one of mine and my family's favorite summertime dishes. They love it. My kids love this stuff. So the beauty of this recipe is that there's not really a recipe to it. It's just however much you want in there. If you like a lot more squash, do more squash. If you like more potatoes, do more potatoes. Just whatever you like, put it in there. And then you just make a mess up of however many people you think you're gonna feed. I'm gonna make quite a bit because everybody upstairs loves this stuff. Every time I make it, it is a hit. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna make a pretty good mess of it for all my folks upstairs. All of our vegetables cut up. Gonna put this poor pitiful frozen okra in. God, I wish I had some fresh okra. But I think this is gonna be great. You're gonna love it. All right, we're gonna do a couple of eggs just because these eggs are so tiny. So I'm gonna go ahead and do 2. If you have a pretty good size egg, just do 1, I guess. But you're just really gonna wanna coat it. So you're just gonna go ahead and get in there, dig in there, and make sure that all of your veggies are coated with your egg. Just like that. All right, just give it a good flip. All right, that's good and coated. I'm gonna wash my hands off. We're gonna make our bread. Electric skillet kind of on low. So if you're gonna use a skillet, just put it on really low while you're doing all this so it's still kind of warming up. Now I went ahead and turned it up to about 325. All right, and now we're gonna make our breading. So easy. I've got about 1.5 cups of flour. I'm gonna do some coarse black pepper in there. Gonna do some kosher salt. A little bit of smoked paprika. Just to your liking, whatever you like. Now, normally I'd put Tony's in there, but I've been on this tahini kick lately. I kind of go back and forth from Tony's to tahini. So we're gonna do tahini today, because that's what I'm feeling. And you can do anything. You can do like the Dano's seasonings, the packets, because they're so good. And just whatever, just throw whatever in there. And then here's our secret ingredient, baking powder. Baking powder, not baking soda. This just kind of makes your breading just make a good crisp flaky. I'm gonna do let's do about 1/4 cup. I think that will be great. You can't overdo the baking powder because it just makes it so flaky and so airy and so beautiful and crispy. I love it. All right, like dang, this is missing something. So we'll do about a tablespoon of parsley. That'll give it a little bit of color, kind of make it pop a little bit. All right. Now, let's spread it. I'm gonna get a glove. I'm gonna get a trusty glove here because it'll get gooey. All right, get this over here. Let me take one of my, I'm just gonna get a little bit of flour here and do my test here. Oh yeah, that's perfect. All right, so I'm just gonna coat this. Just start pouring it in and giving it all a good coat. A little bit at a time. just like that. All right, and now we're just gonna start putting it in. It's gonna be so good. You guys are gonna love this. All right, now we're gonna let this fry up, get really crispy, start turning it. But in the meantime, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a meal out of this. So I've got my beef brats right here, and I'm gonna slice these up, and I'm gonna give those a little fry in a little skillet over here on the stove, okay? You can just add them to this once that's all done, but I like to kind of speed the process up and go ahead and get these things with a little crisp on. Just little circles, as Ronnie would say. Why are you making little circles, Mitchie? I'm just gonna put these in a little skillet over here on the stove and put a little scald on them so they'll be ready to pop right into our succotash when it's ready. Yeah, these are looking nice. Getting a little brown on there. These are gonna be great. So, almost done on these. I just like for them to have a little bit of a crust on them. So, those are almost done. Now we're gonna flip our vegetables over. Look at that. Oh my gosh, that is beautiful. It has a nice crust on it. Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and give this a flip and then get them nice and crispy, golden. Look at that. Oh my gosh. So go find you a farmer's market if you don't have any aunts or uncles or grandparents that have a garden, because I know 99% of y'all don't have a garden. And I'll tell you why I know, because I tried to have a little garden one time. I asked my Uncle Alan, I said, hey, will you come over and tell me up a garden? I'm gonna be a gardener. And that is a lot of dang work. My grandparents had a garden when I was little, and it was immaculate. I mean, immaculate. There wasn't a weed in that garden. And so that means, because when I had a garden, I needed the rows big enough for the lawnmower to go through, because oh my word, it is a lot of work. And my uncles and aunts have gardens, they still garden, and their gardens are so beautiful. They work so hard on them, and we all get to enjoy the fruits of their labor. Especially when I was home, my aunt would always bring me tomatoes and okra and squash and zucchini and all kinds of stuff. I loved it. So find some fresh vegetables, find you a farmer's market, and go make this succotash. You will be thanking me. You will say, oh my gosh, this was the best supper we've had in a long time. All right, so now I'm gonna put this in. This just makes a whole meal. And I mean, everybody will love it. And you can do chicken if you want to do chicken. I'm just not a big chicken fan. I'm more of a beef girl. So now I'm just going to get me a pan here and dish it off in here. I put some paper towels in here to soak up all of the excess oil that we used. But it's got a pretty good crisp on it, and I think it is just perfect. Look at that, crunchy. Oh, easy cleanup. Just got to clean this up. Oh my goodness. You guys, look at that. That'll feed a whole passel of people. Holy moly, everybody's gonna love this. Now, I'm gonna tell you what I like to do, just because I do have these little tomatoes and they are so good. I like to put a little fresh tomato beside mine. And I just think that right there, look at that. A little salt and pepper on my tomato. The perfect supper. Oh my gosh, so good. Let's give it a try. Go make this. Oh my gosh. This will be a hit. Supper and succotash.